Honestly, tonight's game was awesome. It was really, really great. I enjoyed the heck out of the first game of the NBA season. Thunder, Rockets. Not going to cover Golden State Lakers in this video. I may make a second video today breaking down that game. I'm not 100% sure. But I got to say, this was an awesome game. A little bit disappointed in the end. I was definitely rooting for the Rockets just a little bit. But it was a fun game nonetheless, and really a game that I think showed that both of these teams have the potential to absolutely be serious contenders for a title this year. And honestly, I will say, I did come away from this game a little concerned, just the slightest bit, about the Rockets in some ways, but also absolutely loving a lot of what I saw from that team. And in all honesty, the Thunder are not a perfect basketball team, but they're one of the best teams in basketball. Easily. They're probably the best team in the league right now. I feel very confident that that team is going to be really, really good. Especially once they get Jada back, they're going to be a problem. Chet was really good tonight. 11 of 17, 2 of 5 from 3, 28 points. Shea he had 11 points through 3 quarters and then scored 24 in the fourth quarter in the 2 overtimes. To be fair, he was 1 of 9 from 3, and he shot some bad shots from 3-point range, especially in the first overtime. They went up by 5 with like less than 2 minutes left in the first overtime, and Shea shot back-to-back contested step-back threes that were like legitimately bad shots. He had a few of those tonight, and honestly, I think the efficiency was a little underwhelming. That being said, he did a lot of good things still, and showed why he's one of the best players in the league. In what was probably not one of his best games, still having 35, 5, and 5, was pretty impressive, doing it on nearly 50% from the field as well. So he also missed 4 free throws, including 3 in like in overtime. It was weird at the end of regulation and overtime. So he had a little bit of an odd year, or a little bit of an odd game, I should say. But overall, it was a very, very solid game for the Thunder. Lu Dort shoots 0 for 8 from 3. This is a guy who's been a 40% three-point shooter the last couple of years. That's probably not going to continue. Cason Wallace looks really good, to be totally honest. I was very impressed. Alex Caruso, we'll see how the shooting is. Honestly, tonight he wasn't great. Minus 15, team worst easily. I honestly did not think he was that great. He made a couple nice defensive plays, including a really impressive block on Şengün in overtime, but I really didn't think he was great. AJ Mitchell, I really like. Only played 15 minutes, but I thought played really well. Had a huge 4-point play. Did a lot of good things, honestly. I was very, very impressed by him. Hartenstein needs to never shoot a 3-pointer again. He shot 1 in the first half. It was not a good shot. But otherwise, obviously, he's Isaiah Hartenstein. He is what he is. He's going to set great screens. He's going to be really consistent in that mid-range 12-foot floater area. Going to rebound. He's going to be a good passing big, very good connector at the big man spot. And he's going to be physically competitive. He was battling with Steven Adams, Şengün all night. Now, to be fair, Şengün was freaking awesome. 12 of 24, 5 of 8 from 3. If he takes a jump as a shooter this year, he is going to be an awesome player. They call him mini Jokic or Jokic light or things like that for a reason. He has a skill set that is very rare among a near 7-foot big with his touch offensively, but also his passing ability. And if the floor spacing can become a little bit more of a consistent threat from him, where he's not about 30% 3-point shooter and can be in the mid 30s, that would be really nice for this team because they need the shooting. I am not convinced on Amen Thompson as a shooter. I'm just not. And the thing is, I really like a lot of what Amen Thompson did. Even tonight, his ability to get downhill, create space, and finish through contact is really impressive. But he is not, at this point, I don't think, a real point guard, to be completely honest. And he's not a real threat, I don't think, as a shooter either. He's still going to be a 30% 3-point shooter, I think, at best. Now, is it possible he's in the low 30s? Maybe. They better hope he gets close to the low to mid 30s at least. But I'm not convinced on his jump shot yet. And I'm honestly not convinced he's a point guard either. He's got a lot of Dwayne Wade in his game offensively with some of the burst and the skill set and the size that he's got as well with his freakish athleticism. And obviously the defensive impact he can have as well is very impressive. But he's not a point guard. They don't have a point guard. Because I'm sorry, Reed Sheppard's not really either. And Reed Sheppard, I don't know if he's playable defensively. I'm going to be completely honest. He was getting picked on tonight. Now, most teams don't have a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to pick on people, but I didn't like what I saw from Reed Sheppard tonight that much, man. I'm sorry. I'm not writing him off yet. It was one game against the defending champions, but I saw a little bit too much hesitation with the ball in his hands. I saw some forced shots. I saw some unwillingness to give the ball up when he probably should have, get the ball into KD's hands or some players like that. Really wasn't impressed tonight by him, and I was not pretty impressed by Tari Eason either. I'm going to be honest. I feel like they're asking a lot of Tari Eason offensively in some of his minutes, and that's just not his role. I'm a little bit concerned about that as well, to be totally honest, is that I just think they're going to be asking too much from a lot of guys on this team. You're asking Amen Thompson, I think, to do a little bit too much as your primary ball handler and facilitator. You're asking Reed Sheppard to do too much, I think, to be a serious, significant sixth man type guy on this team. I'm not sure he's ready for that yet. He might be. We'll give him a chance to see, but I don't know. Now, Jabari was good. He wasn't amazing, but I thought he was pretty good tonight. KD was really, really solid. It's Kevin Durant. He was great. He fouled out at the end of the game, which was unfortunate. Committed a foul on SGA at the end of the game that he played really good defense until the very last second, and then he bit on a pump fake, jumped, and gave up a foul. So I thought he played well, though, honestly, and I thought Şengün was absolutely spectacular. Steven Adams, stat line doesn't jump off the page to you, but he's incredible defensively. Such an anchor offense, just on the interior on both ends of the court. Not going to do a lot offensively, but I think he was really solid. I think he's a winning player. So I will say getting Dorian Finney-Smith back healthy will help, because those Josh Okogie minutes, I'm sorry, he's just not enough of a threat offensively as a shooter. I think he kills your spacing even more for a team that already is going to struggle with spacing. Having DFS, who's more of a consistent, reliable three-point shooter, I think will play a helpful role. I'm going to need Tari Eason to play better than he did tonight, because he's going to have to be a big part of this team, and I just think he's going to have to space the floor better and probably be a little more competent offensively at times. It wasn't his best game. Now, Tari Eason's done a lot of awesome things in the NBA so far, but this was certainly not one of his best games. And then, man, Amen Thompson, at the end of the day, it's trial by fire with him. He is an awesome player with an amazingly talented skill set. And yet, I don't know if he's ready to be an NBA point guard. And it's asking a lot of a 6'7", 21, 22-year-old. How old is Amen Thompson at this point? Yeah, 6'1", 6'7", 22-year-old who's really never played point guard in the pros at all. All of a sudden, you're asking him to be your point guard on a night-to-night basis because of the limitations that this roster has now with no Fred VanVleet. There are going to be growing pains if he can develop as the year progresses as a playmaker a little bit more, and hopefully a little bit more as a shooter as well. The sky is the limit. I will say defensively, they're freaking awesome. I do want to say that. Their ability to play zone and have Amen and Jabari at the top of the zone is insane. Because with their starting lineup, the length, the switchability, the versatility in a zone, the ability to contest things is unbelievable. It's like the best zone I've ever seen. That might not be totally true, but it's really impressive, the versatility this team has with their length and their size defensively. And I think it's going to make things really difficult for a lot of teams. And that's why, despite all the offensive concerns, and there are real, I think, valid offensive concerns with spacing, guard depth, things of that nature. Obviously, if KD gets hurt, this team is in trouble offensively. I don't know. I really think if KD gets hurt, they're not in a good spot offensively. But defensively, they're going to absolutely freaking rule. And Ime Udoka is a great head coach. I think this team is going to be great. They should have won tonight. I think they kind of cost themselves. I mean, they also got blessed by the refs, to be totally honest. At the end of overtime, was it overtime regulation? I think it was the end of the first overtime, but it may have been regulation. I think it was overtime, but KD tried to call a timeout and the refs didn't see it, which was a pretty big blessing. But I mean, the Rockets also missed multiple shots down the stretch of regulation that could have won them the game, including a couple of free throws. Like, I feel like they had this game in the palm of their hands and they kind of gave it away. And obviously it's 1 out of 82. Doesn't mean a ton in the scheme of things, but it's a game that I think they probably should have won, and not winning it, plus the Thunder's ability to win despite a meh SGA performance, especially for the first 3 quarters. A stinker of a game for Lou Dort. Not a ton of contributions off the bench. I mean, Aaron Wiggins and AJ Mitchell were good, but again, their ability to win regardless, they're going to be really good again this year. There's no doubt about it, especially once J-Dub gets back. They should be the favorites for the title. Now, they're not my title prediction. Go watch my NBA predictions for this season from yesterday. Go watch that video if you're interested to see what I predicted for my finals matchup and my champion. I'll tell you this, I don't have the Thunder in the finals. That being said, I fully understand why they are the favorites as of right now. They looked awesome, and their ability to be as resilient as they were despite some of the struggles they had tonight was very, very impressive. Either way, I really like both these teams. I am very happy the NBA was back. This was an awesome game to kick off the start of the NBA season. I'm excited to see how both of these teams develop as the year progresses. That being said, that's going to do it for the video. I hope y'all did enjoy. I'll be back with more NBA content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.